aí, pessoal, tentaram com vocês mais uma parte de Dragon Age Inquisition! E eu estou aqui nesse lugar super bonito, maravilhoso. Porque se eu não me engano, aqui perto eu tenho o Blackwall. É isso mesmo, o mapa. Isso mesmo, é aqui, ó. Ó, o Guardião Solitário. Ó, o Blackwall. Tá falando ali, então vou lá ver se é o personagem mesmo que vai aparecer. Agora é hora de vídeos de chamar personagens do resto do grupo, né? Aliás, só um detalhe que eu quero falar. Ah, com certeza não vou conseguir falar porque já estou chegando aqui no ponto. Mas eu vou falar assim que eu puder. Aliás, oi. Você vê acessores. Esse aqui mesmo, ativar. Ah, é o código, desculpa, eu apertei o botão errado. Tá. Tem que achar o cara, né? Tá. Gente, vocês viram um cara baixinho? Assim, não sei se ele é anão, se ele não é, não prestei muita atenção. What the fuck? Eu morri afogada, é isso mesmo? Mas enfim, acho que ele tá aqui. Falou? Ah lá ele. Ah não, ele é baixinho não, ele é alto até.
Line there and there, no gaps.
Para de correr!
Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding. Otherwise it's useless.
Blackwall? Warden Blackwall?
You're not. How do you know my name? Who said ah? That's it. Help or get out. We're dealing with these idiots first. Conscripts, here they come!
Pô, esse cara é... Ah, tá. Você quer que eu ataque, né? Eu vou colocar isso aqui. Ele, é claro, já tá envenenando suas flechas. Ok, eu posso sair desse tipo de coisa. Eu não gosto de ficar muito tempo aqui assim. Ah, eu sempre corro feito filho da puta aqui pra nada.
Sorry, bastards. Good work, conscripts. Even if this shouldn't have happened, they could have... Well, thieves are made, not born. Take back what they stole. Go back to your families. You saved yourselves. You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
Olá, moço.
I know your name because I'm an agent of the Inquisition. I'm investigating whether the disappearance of Wardens has anything to do with the murder of the Divine.
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't... No, you're asking so you don't really know. First off, I didn't know they disappeared. But we do that, right? No more blight, job done. Wardens are the first thing forgotten. But one thing I'll tell you, no Warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
I'm not here to accuse. Not yet. I just need information. I've only found you. Where are the rest?
I haven't seen any Wardens for months. I travel alone, recruiting. Not much interest because the Archdemon is a decade dead, and no need to conscript because there's no blight coming. Treaties give Wardens the right to take what we need, who we need. These idiots forced this fight, so I conscripted their victims. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Next time they won't need me. Grey Wardens can inspire. Make you better than you think you are.
Já tem como fazer corações. Mas vamos investigar um pouco a vida aqui, né?
I wasn't aware Grey Wardens could take whatever they want.
It's complicated. If there's a blight, everyone has to help the effort to fight it. The treaties are ancient. Outside of blights, it's as binding as a clever tongue can make it.
Do you have any idea where the other wardens could have gone?
Maybe they returned to our stronghold at Weishaupt? That's in the Anderfels, a long way north. I don't really know. Can't imagine why they'd all disappear at once, let alone where they disappear to.
Why haven't you gone missing like the rest of them?
Well, maybe I was going to. Or maybe there's a new directive, but a runner got lost or something. My job was to recruit on my own. Plan to stay that way for months. Years.
Well, thank you, Warden Blackwall. But now where does this leave us?
Inquisition. Agent, did you say? Hold a moment. The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved. If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a warden. Maybe you need me.
Irei... Não quero. Entrar pra aquisição. Não, venha.
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This warden walks with the Inquisition.
Nós conseguimos mais um. Vou colocar a Cassandra, vou colocar ele aqui. Nossa, mas são dois caras... vamos ter os guerreiros. Mas vamos ver, chega dos solos. Os solos me ajudam bastante, mas enfim. Aí, é isso aí, conseguimos mais um. Esse tananã que vocês ouviram aí ao fundo, na verdade, foi a conquista que eu ganhei. Ele também é de são os dois tanques. E então, vocês ouviram aí o tanã, foi a conquista que eu ganhei, acho que deve ser por recrutar ele. Não tá aparecendo aqui pra mim esse que eu fiz, acho que deve ter saído. Vira e mexe, eu ganhei uma conquista e não sei o que é. Mas enfim, né? Qual que é o próximo? É verdade. Vamos para lá. Vamos para lá. Aliás, gente, eu tô muito viada. Olha, meu montaria, que bonito ele é. Cara, eu tenho muito medo desse grito aqui, esse veado lá, cara. Cervo. O que ele é? Não sei reconhecer a diferença entre veados e cervos.
Lady Trevelyan of Ostwick, representing the Inquisition.
What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Seeing the same faces at every event becomes so tiresome. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer, or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
Gente, eu queria uma máscara também.
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Vivienne.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
I've heard she finds it amusing.
I've heard very little about Duc Bastien.
He hasn't been seen much at court lately.
His business with the Council of Heralds often takes him from home for long periods. It can't be good for a man of his years.
And of course, there's the civil war. Bastien probably wishes to distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Tearing up the Dales in a foolish bid for power? It will end in disgrace for Gaspard. Everyone knows it.
What have you heard about me?
Some say that when the veil opened, Andraste herself delivered you from the Fade.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
Better and better. The Inquisition should attend more of these parties.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit. Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously. Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
Nossa, aquele cara chato que tem toda a festa, certeza.
That's not true. I'm just searching for Divine Justinia's killer.
Of course you are. I'm sure your army is out scouring the hills for her murderer as we speak. We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a woman of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests. You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lady, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
Vamos ver aqui. Gente. Ah, eu não sei.
The Marquis doesn't interest me. Do whatever you like with him.
Poor Marquis. Issuing challenges and hurling insults like some Ferelden doglord. And all dressed up in your Aunt Solange's doublet. Didn't she give you that to wear to the Grand Tourney? To think all the brave chevaliers who will be competing left for Markham this morning, and you're still here. Were you hoping to sate your damaged pride by defeating the Herald of Andraste in a public duel? Or did you think her blade could put an end to the misery of your failure? Run along, my dear. Do give my regards to your aunt. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first enchanter of Montsimard and enchantress to the Imperial Court.
Charmed, Lady Vivienne.
Ah, but I didn't invite you to the chateau for pleasantries. With Divine Justinia dead, the Chantry's in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
What exactly can you do for the Inquisition?
I am well versed in the politics of the Orlesian Empire. I know every member of the Imperial Court personally. I have all the resources remaining to the Circle at my disposal. And I'm a mage of no small talent. Will that do?
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
Are you devout? What's your opinion of the Chantry?
I was a great admirer of the late Divine Justinia V. The Chantry, at its best, unites the disparate cultures of Thedas and looks after its most vulnerable. Had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
Is your interest in the Inquisition Madame de Fer, or is it more personal?
Aren't you charming? It's professional, of course.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivienne.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
Mas é isso aí, pessoal. Nós pegamos 2 personagens aqui para nosso grupo. E no final do vídeo vai ter a conversa com a Cassandra, porque eu fiz essa coisa meio no meio do vídeo, mas eu decidi colocar no fim. E eu vou tentar fazer sempre no final dos vídeos conversa com meus personagens aqui, amigos, pra descobrir mais um pouquinho sobre eles. Beleza, galera? Fui! E espero que vocês tenham uma boa semana, um bom dia, uma boa noite. E acho que esse vai no sábado, então um bom final de semana. E olha só, gente! Tem um cavalo do capeta. Não tá olhando aqui. Cadê? Cavalo exótico? Encontrando brejo. Agora eu vou deixar de ser viada e vou usar um... Cara, olha isso aqui. Olha essa coisa do capeta. É isso que agora eu vou começar a montar. Além de ser uma coisa... E tirando, né? Ficar andando com aquela coisa veada é muito esquisito. Ah! Mas é isso aí, pessoal! Fui!
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
The Circle of Magi at Ostwick. At least until the rebellion began.
Yes, I suppose that would have required you to stay on the move. Tell me, do you consider the Free Marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Interessante.
Is there any harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
Is that right?
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentegast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
Eu percebi que acho que é melhor não ficar apertando coraçãozinho com ela, né? Afinal, ela é hétero, eu ficar aqui com gaysice não dá, né?
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentegasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentegasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentegasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it. But the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was a mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Nevarans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
I'll let you get back to work.
Se você quer saber sobre a história da Cassandra bem melhor do que essa aqui, tem o filme dela. Dawn of the Seeker, se eu não me engano, eu já falei dele no finalzinho da série Dragon Age 2. Vale a pena vocês assistirem, porque é muito legal, a animação é ótima, apesar da Cassandra não ter a cara da Cassandra, mas enfim, né, ela era muito mais jovem do que é agora.